That look like Kenny to you?
That is Kenny there. Kenny's on Kenny time. Kenny needs his earphones on because he has no idea that I'm talking about him. Can you put your earphones on there, sir? There we go. Watch it. He is a master. Can you hear me now? Kenny, can you hear me? Kenny can't hear me. We didn't have a lot of time for show prep there. Hey, Kenny, there's a knob right there. Can you turn it up? Perez, you're going to have to go in there. How about now? Can you hear me now, Kenny? Is that the right one? I love the show prep on the air stuff.
I'm trying to find it.
How about over here?
Okay. Now, we got the right one now.
Are you working on Kenny time here or what? Is it just the important meeting? You had to come over here? Was it traffic or what?
No, look, we were coming down through, it's always congested right there on 55. So.
Yeah, well, if it's always congested, you have to make allowance for that. Come on.
Wait.
You're an administrator.
Let me tell you.
You wear the jacket administrator.
I was in the back trying to make coffee, to be honest, and I couldn't find any back there. So then I had to run back up here, and Perez said, "You're already late." So all right.
Come on. Look, thank you for showing up. I appreciate it very much.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Are you going to be over the legislature at any time this year? You got stuff to be over there for?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We are lobbying them for a lot of projects that we're looking at, especially infrastructure projects and things like that. We're trying to get our hands on everything we can for that.
The latest story as far as the water pressure is concerned, water pressure is recovering. There was a setback, and God bless these people in the city of Jackson. You're hearing more and more people saying we're moving the hell out. We just can't take it anymore. And these are some longtime residents. And the problem with that is many of them want to sell their houses, but they'll get pennies on the dollar for that, and we understand that one.
Right.
But I guess what's the current status as far as you know? Is everything back up normal?
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. They're still experiencing water main breaks. There's still low pressure. They're still on a boil water notice until further notice. So, you still having some of those same problems that we were having, but the cold spell just broke a lot of pipes all over that they just, the manpower is short to deal with over 20-some main breaks. So.
And the mayor is still in charge of all of that. The Ted Hennepin, who's the Jackson third-party water administrator,
right.
He has nothing to do with any of that.
Well, Ted oversees the whole process now. So I mean,
even the repairs in the streets.
Oh yeah, all the money that's coming.
Okay.
Even with the $600 million that's coming, Ted is responsible for every dime of that money, even when it comes down to anything in that crumbling infrastructure. So that $150 million that they put out there for training and all that, then they put $450 million out there, technical and all that. All of that money falls up under Ted.
Does he have the wherewithal as far as the county too, or just the city?
Well, we are meeting with them on a consistent basis to see where we can help with this or that, but the county doesn't have really a dog in that hunt with the $600 million. So, right.
So you don't have any sway on that one at all as far as $600 million? How much money do you guys need in the county?
We'll be looking at that because, see, we've looked at, we got a couple of issues, and our top two issues in the county are going to be the crime around the county, especially in the capital area, and also the infrastructure. So we got some water issues all around the county that we got to deal with also. So we're working in conjunction with the city to see how all of that pans out.
Help me out on this, because the last time you were on, and we did get a lot of feedback from some other, in several smaller towns were watching this.
Right.
Because you said you guys had not applied for those funds and you were going to apply later. So what's the status of that?
Oh, yeah. I told you we were going to apply on the second round, and we did. We got it there the first day. Our application is there, so we are ready to go with ours. We just waiting on what they said they're going to allocate to us now to see if they're going to double what we submitted.
We'll talk more about that when we come back with the Hinds County Administrator, Kenny Wayne Jones. You got about 3 minutes to get a cup of coffee. That's all I can tell you. Just 3 minutes.
Good. I can do it.
Back in a moment with more. Hang on. Back with the one and only Kenny Wayne Jones. So where are we now as far as that contract or that application? You've got all of your money in, or it's coming in?
No, we've submitted the application. Everything is complete on the application. We were able to go back and put some things in there that we originally didn't have privy to. So I think it all worked out for a decent application to go in. So we waiting on word from them. But now it still may be early March before we know.
You have any comments on some of the problems going on as far as the engineering department and Madison County and some of that stuff going on?
Well, Paul, in local governments, everybody is exclusive to their own problems, and the politics dictate a whole lot of things. If you want to comment, you go all the way to D.C. on what you want to talk about, because even in this $1 trillion omnibus bill that's been put out there last Wednesday, we had, even with Mississippi being in dire straits, we still had two of our people that didn't vote for it. The only somebody voted for this money for Mississippi was Senator Wicker and Congressman Thompson. So I don't know what was wrong with the delegation. So the politics are not all good. If you come down to state, there are some issues there with the leadership, with the county, with the city. All of us should be sitting down talking about how we're going to solve the problem for a bigger constituency past ourselves, and then you get to the local government. And so we just got issues all the way around from the top to the bottom.
Have you seen any improvement in the leadership of the mayor of Jackson through this as we kind of wade our way out of this thing one way or the other?
Well, I mean, he can only do what he can do. He can only do what he has the capacity to do. Now, with the politics being the way they are, it's understandable how people can get on different sides of the coin. So he's working his politics just like Tate is working his politics. So, I mean, it just is what it is on that.
Are you going to qualify for anything? You going to stay in that job? Or the qualifying period's all the way till February 1st. You got time to jump in.
No. Look,
hey, you just sounded a little bit like you were politicking there.
No, I think my political days are really over, Paul, unless I just really see something that's just terrible and I say, hey, I'm going to get with Paul to support me on this and we get ready to do this.
There's a couple of nice real estate opportunities left open by Deion Sanders in Canton area. Are you looking at that property?
Look, all I'm trying to do is the best I can down there in Hinds County, and my shelf life is what it is. You always know you got a shelf life, so stay there until your shelf life is up. Commend them for letting you do that and move on to a bigger seat if you want to.
I always enjoy having the chance to banter with you because you allow that, and I appreciate it so very, very much. But just to the more I watch Coach Prime,
right,
the more I'm impressed with the guy, and I'll tell you why. There's some people saying, "Well, that's his shtick." Well, yeah, I mean. There were people who will say the same thing about John the Baptist. I'm not comparing those two, but there were people who that was just John the Baptist shtick. No, he was selling his message.
Yes, he was, and he sold it well.
And he sold it well, and so did Primetime. He did a great job on that one. And when you start talking about one guy can make a difference, listen, the worst thing in the world that could have happened to politicians in the Jackson area, and the best thing that could have happened to Jackson. If lightning struck and Primetime said he's getting out of coaching, he's going to run for mayor. Can you imagine what would have happened after 2 terms?
Wow.
Come on.
You talking about economic development powerhouse with all the marketing up to 200%.
Yes.
We'd have put Mississippi on a map that it wouldn't have even been on in the next 30 years.
It would have just been incredible. And I guarantee you in here, you probably, the third question, maybe even the fourth question that would have been asked of this guy later on in his successes, wait a minute, stop for a second. Are you Republican or Democrat? He wouldn't have cared about that. Or independent.
Right. Independent, because he would have been ready to deal with everybody.
Jackson politicians are very fortunate that didn't happen, but Jackson State was left and is left in a much better place.
Oh, yeah. Well, the biggest thing about Mississippi now, and it doesn't have anything to do with Republican. It doesn't have anything to do with Democrat. The nation is looking at us like, for one thing, it doesn't matter what party we in, that we're dishonest when it comes to a lot of things that other states are not involved in.
Like what? Whoa, what are you talking about there?
Well, I mean, look, okay, if you look at a whole lot of things we got going on in Mississippi, every time we're supposed to be good stewards of everything, even with our legislator, even with our previous politicians. And I'm not singling anybody out, but we're always in the news for the wrong thing. And the last thing that we dealt with is this welfare scandal of all those people with TANF and poor people.
And before that, it was the corrections department.
Right.
And Chris Epps.
Before that,
we go back to the meat plant. I understand, but every state has those. Our problem is we have a media here who wants to concentrate on that. Never, ever look at some of the good things that are going on. Only the bad things.
Right.
And you have to look at both of them. It's only fair.
And you really do, and that is fair. It's just that when you get to the national level, they look and say, well, let's see who's going to control the money. And if we're going to send some money to Mississippi, we better have an appointee to handle the money.
We're not worried about that. Benny Thompson going to take care of us.
Okay. All right.
If I were your PR guy, I would be a little bit disillusioned also. So if I'm sitting here worrying and working for Kenny, and Kenny's done some good things. He might have done some not so good things, but if I've got the news just concentrating on your not so good things, you'd get a little upset on that.
Well, I mean, it's like this. They've always concentrated on my not so good thing that I've always told you the not so good thing wasn't true. And they never did come to fruition that they were true. So
it really doesn't matter as far as some of these so-called journalists who get their degrees at the Texaco station.
The PR that we got in Mississippi, all of us have been through it, and we've had to experience it. It makes your skin thick, Paul. So everything is good.
Well, who's going to run for governor as far as on the Democrat side?
I don't know. I haven't even.
What do you mean you don't know? I thought you were inside the circle there.
Yeah, but I'm not concentrating on that circle. I'm actually trying to stay out of that circle. So
Have you not met with the chairman of the Democrat Party at all?
No, I haven't.
Can you tell me who he is?
I can't tell you who's the chairman of the Republican Party or the Democrat Party. I can tell you the chairman of my board of supervisors.
Well, I'm hoping so on that one. Listen, it is always a pleasure. What's the next big thing as far as the news is concerned in your office? What's the next big thing that we need to concentrate on?
Oh, the next big thing that we're going to be dealing with is definitely we're going to petition the legislators to get a misdemeanor facility down there so that we can handle misdemeanor. We don't have any of that. Even
you're talking about a holding cell.
Even the Capitol Police. Yeah. Even the Capitol Police don't have anywhere to hold somebody. So between
they're not going to use the one at the trademark.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if the one at the trademark is going to be sanctioned. I hear the politics on it, but we still got to look at what we're doing. But that's going to be the biggest thing.
Is your board involved in any way, shape, or form as far as any of the decisions on the expansion of the Capitol Police?
Well, no. I told you before that there's limited conversations that's going on between the sheriff, Capitol Police, police department. But I think they're going to get all of that straight once this legislative session is going to be very important, even though it may be based on health care significantly. But I just think those entities will talk at some point, and we're going to get a nice area down there once we start working together.
Yeah. You think that's going to happen soon?
Oh yeah, I'm anticipating very soon because everybody's out here now. If you look at it, we've looked at the statistics, and some of the crime has already started to go down to isolated incidents. So,
what is scary about this too is how young some of these people are.
14, 15, 16.
It's heartbreaking. It really is.
Right.
Okay, it's always good talking to you, sir. Appreciate it. Wish we had more time, but you didn't show up in time.
Hey, I'm sorry. Look, I'll be early next time. I won't go back there looking for coffee. So
No, because we got SuperTalk time, we got Gallo Show time, we got Kenny time.
Hey, don't do that.
That sounds like a song.
Don't do that. Don't do that. All right,
brother.
It's been
Thank
fun,
you, brother.
man.
Appreciate it very much.
Take care
Kenny
of
Wayne
yourself.
Jones.
All right,
Back with more next.